Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today we are heading to Monza F1 Esports highlights, onboard commentary. Let's just head right into the action. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, thumbs up is the same thing. Subscribe if you're new and hit the bell. See you in the next video. Let's go. It's qualifying time in Monza Autodromo Internazionale, whatever it's called. One of the best racetracks in the world. Literally. But not on the F1 game. At least not for me. The way we have to drive this track, you will see it in a second. I am not a big fan of driving this racetrack because we have to cut corners in a super strange way. I'm not doing it in turn 1. You can cross over that sausage curb, and if you get it right, you're probably gaining around half a tenth to a tenth, which is really nice, but it is fairly inconsistent for me, so I opted to take the safer route and just focus on nailing it in the final parts of the track, which is also cutting this corner. And you can see it's so tricky if you don't feel it 100%. I made a small correction and it's not the fastest the way I just went through it. Aside from that, this corner is quite nice. The next one is also alright. Sometimes hard to understand how to get the perfect line in the second Lesmo, but it can gain or lose you a lot of time. It's at least not as RNG, and RNG means random number generator, so it's basically luck. Ascari is super hard to nail. It's one of the best corners just because you need to be so insanely precise. Was super hard. And this track, yeah, like I said, it's not my favorite. In the past I've never been the fastest here, but I've been fairly good at nailing the laps. On F1 22, unfortunately, I haven't been as good at that, just because I don't feel as confident. It was enough to get through to Q2, and actually it was better than in F1 2021. In F1 2021, I think I qualified P15 in Q1, and then finished P2 in Q3, so it was super tight. Can go this and that way really quick. Had a fairly clean turn 1 here, which was nice compared to my previous turn 1. And now heading into the second chicane again, trying to nail it. Can we do it? Another correction, and with that you can see the line and the delta. The delta is already going down. It was not good enough. It was simply not good enough, and there's nothing to blame. I mean, yeah, the corners are maybe not really nice to drive, and it doesn't have a lot to do with logic, but it's the same for everyone. You just gotta be more precise, and yeah, I just haven't been as precise in this session, so my bad. Just too slow, unfortunately, on that occasion. Crazy to think, last year I've nearly been on pole here. I've nearly had one of my first, well, big laps on this track. Because I'm not usually going for pole, I'm usually going for P2, P3 when I have good sessions. I don't know why. And this one was only I think 14, and if you wonder what just happened, you know, the session time at the top, it was nearly gone, and usually I think the AI is taking over, but I was still crossing the line when the AI wasn't taking over, so with my force feedback, it just completely went crazy and I crashed into the wall. I apologize for it, I didn't get a warning, it was stupid. Yeah, so I had a wheel issue with that. Yeah, was just dumb from my end, but I thought the AI was already taking over, and we are starting the race on the soft compound, going for a soft hard or soft medium strategy. And there's chaos right ahead. We had a fairly decent start. We made a little bit of contact with David Tunitza, not for the only time this race. I can already promise you that. But yeah, now it's about making sure we use these soft compounds for our advantage and position ourselves in a good way so we can actually benefit from it. The first lap is the most important if you start on softs, because there's such a big grip advantage. It fades away so fast, you can't even think about it. So these moments here are key, and David is gonna defend the inside, so we can't make a move yet. But we are staying close, we are just taking it easy. You can see ahead Sebastian Schopp and Daniel Harder, they collide, and we I wasn't sure if ghosting is working, so I was trying to avoid also Tunitsa and just making sure we have a front wing, because we need that to go fast. But now is our time to attack David Tunitsa. We need to. We could have probably been closer without that incident with Haddad, but in the end we gained a position, so I'm not complaining. Haddad actually is already back on track in the train at the end. And now we're going for the inside line against Tunitsa, leaving him a lot of space for the left-hander. He's already taking the line like I don't exist there. Like, it was super close to us getting stuck together. So I was already aware, okay, he's gonna race me harder. I'm not gonna leave as much space as I was hoped to. And now we are faking for the outside line, going for the inside. We again leave him a lot of space for this one, but here he just completely pushes us off the track, and we are losing so many positions. Now we are hanging it around the outside of the Williams of Shanika Clay, and he is running out of grip, pushing us wide. So getting pushed off again, and then he's leaving us not any grip again, the room, and also Jake Benham, because he probably didn't think that we could make it on the track, but we were still there, so he also didn't leave any space, and we had a terrible exit with that move from Benham as well. I know that he didn't do it on purpose, but I was so furious here. Like, seriously, I could not believe what just happened. We were basically running for P10 already, and then the next car was ready. The next car was Sebastian Jobs, so Red Bull family. They're not gonna fight me as hard. At least they're not gonna like try and slow me down too much, especially seeing I'm on softs. Freddie wouldn't fight me at all. Sebastian would know that I'm on a different strategy. So yeah, we were definitely in the mix for a great race here. My race pace was super strong. Especially when there's chaos, I'm usually one of the smartest drivers in terms of positioning myself. It's really rare that I'm positioning myself in ways where I'm causing trouble. Like, for example, here, I'm taking it more passive, not fighting these guys, and with that, I'm making a double switchback of these two, which was an incredible move. Yeah, these kind of things are exactly what I mean. Like, I'm more of a passive driver. And I thrive in races like Monza. That's probably also why I won already last year. It just suits me in some way. But yeah, so we now have to fight the others, and we're getting instructions.
Marcel, opposite Benham, opposite Benham.
Strategy-wise, opposite Benham. So if he's staying out, I'm going in. We're going for an early undercut then.
If he doesn't box this lap, we box.
Let's see if Benham is staying out. Yes, he is. So we are going in for the hard compound. Otherwise, if we would have probably been right now in P8, maybe P7 or 6 or something like that. And then we could have stayed in the train for longer and go for mediums. Or even go for hards and have even fresher hards for the end. Because at the end, if people pit early now from mediums to hards, or from hard to medium, sorry, or from soft to mediums or whatever, like some people around us. You can also see Barry pitted the lap before. We gained nearly a second on him, so we were going really fast. We undercut Simon Weigang as well, and these guys were all in the train, so they were not losing any time on the straights. They were actually gaining quite a lot, because ERS matters so much. You will see it again. We have barely any battery, and when we push it to 0%, these guys can just pull away on the straight, even if I have DRS and slipstream. So we undercut also Benham and Mattis. So at least we came out ahead, but Benham is now on mediums, and these guys are going to be quicker, but they will have worse tires at the end. If I would have even stayed out longer, then this advantage would have shifted even more. So yeah, there was so much potential in this race. It's like Monza is, I think, the race where it was really frustrating to me, and we are fighting Benham also quite hard here. We're braking super late, keeping the line for the left-hander, but we're leaving enough space. It's awesome to race like that. Good battle with him. And also, like the earlier part where he pushed me off, I know that was not on purpose. Like, I'm 100% aware about that, so don't worry. If you're a Benham fan, there's no bad blood between any drivers with me. There's frustration sometimes in races, but there's this thing like frustrations, and it just happens. It's part of racing. Philipp Preschneider behind us is now going for mediums. Now imagine if we would have stayed out a little bit longer, he wouldn't have this much of an advantage, but now he's not that far back and he has 10 laps fresher tires. This is gonna be a challenge because he's gonna catch up. Now you can see what I mean. I have 0% ERS, but I still have DRS, and I'm literally getting dropped from Benham and the guys ahead. So we are losing so much time without the battery. And now we have to just push again to 0% ERS until Philippe is pushing us, until Philippe is passing us, because then we can use him to regain DRS, or if they would have fought up ahead, we could have also regained DRS. So that was the plan. And yeah, for now it's just staying patient, again playing the passive game, just waiting for opportunities to maybe slip through a position. But if there's guys on a different strategy, we just need to make sure we are not losing any time, we are not gonna cause any stupid things, because we are in this, we are still in the fight for points right now, for sure. And Brandon just spun behind us, he will definitely be back at us at the end of the lap. And ahead there's even more chaos. And now we slowly have to get into the ERS charging phase. We shouldn't use too much ERS unless there's an opportunity for it. For example, now we are also letting Brandon pass. There's not gonna be a big fight from me, just because I know we will have better tires in a few laps, or at least equal grip tires. And also behind like Janica Clay, why would I fight him? He's on softs, alright? He's on really fresh softs. And we might be able to use him. And again, we're playing it passive, nearly the same thing as earlier. We're doing a switchback with old mediums on Janica Clay with fresh softs, but you can see I'm not using any battery because there's no point for me to use it. We need that battery for when the chaos is kicking off, even though that means we're losing positions right now. We are playing it safe.
It's going to be an absolute mess ahead. They're already hitting each other.
You can already hear it from Nathan. There's a mess ahead. Just relax. You've got this, mate. Same with Haddad.
Yep.
Haddad on fresh mediums.
He's not
You could argue I could maybe fight him, but I don't want to lose time, so we are braking early. Let him pass. Wait for the chaos to unfold. Be there if it happens. Also here you can see I'm still letting them all like race hard. Now they are 3 wide. They are 3 wide. Absolutely crazy. I think Haddad actually did a double switchback here as well on his teammate and Brandon, because they were fighting so hard. Brandon is flashing, and now we know, okay, we are in a good position. Up ahead, Sebastian Job and Jake Benham are fighting hard. Now we are going for the outside because it's the only place we can go, and Brandon is pushing Sebastian into us, so we're getting pushed off again. Another time this race, another time with a Ferrari. I love it. I love it so much. I'm telling you guys, I love it. This race I was literally like, they hate me. They must hate me. I was so mad, honestly. Looking back at it, I was furious. I was really frustrated and pissed off. Like, the strategy was ruined, and the pace was great, and I was like racing so fair and so hard. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. But at least we could pass Sebastian again. Now lap 26 of 27, so 2 laps to go. We are in P16 right now, and now it's the time to at least get the first position. Brandon was already low on battery. He's pushing us on the straight a little bit. We leave him a lot of space. He left us a little bit more than his teammate, but you can see there's not another car with length, so he's anyways pushing us off into the gravel. We could have been a bit further away, but we would have still been in the gravel no matter what, and with that we lose traction, and Sebastian is slipping through again, so we lose another position. We still have a bit more ERS, I think, than both of them, yep. And now on this straight, I'm trying to regain ground on both of them, but the battery, of course, is also running low now. We have a bit more speed. We have 3 wide, and this is probably one of the best moves in F1 Esports last season that nobody saw. We don't make any contact at all. Zero contact. And go for a double overtake. But now you can see my hand is moving up because Brandon is hitting me on the straight. And because of that, I don't know what's going on. What is he gonna do? And so I'm out braking myself just because I don't want to, like, I don't know if he's braking even later and doing something again, because he was already hitting me on the straight, and yeah. So I out brake myself because of this nonsense. I don't know what his plan was, and I don't think this is necessary. It's just, I don't know, annoying. It's nothing personal, it's just annoying. Like, why would you do that? He's anyways getting a penalty for it. Why can't we just have a clean fight until the final few meters? I was really annoyed from it. Looking at it, this is just a problem in F1 Esports. Lots of these drivers, even though some of them are veterans, they still don't know how to race. They still like do these things, and they never get properly penalized. I don't like this. We need harsher penalizations for these kind of things. So people learn from it. Yeah. Frustrating, P16. So much potential in this. Unlucky. So as a little summary, you can see the racing was just, I don't know, in my opinion, I haven't been treated right on this track in this particular race from other racers around me. I think I haven't really done much wrong aside from qualifying, and there was a lot of potential in the end. It was only P16, really frustrating. I think we could have reached top 7, top 5 in a really good scenario, and from P14, that would have been quite something. Yeah, is what it is. Unfortunate, but yeah, sometimes it just goes that way. I hope you still enjoyed it, and I wish you a lovely day. See you in the next one. You're Marcel. Peace.